Leo.
Well, Leo, this is your astrological forecast for that of April 2016. And this month here is supercharged in your ninth house, which is the house of Sagittarius. It's a fire house, and it's really aligned here with you being a Leo, also fire, and then all these planets transiting through the sign of Aries. So we can see fire, fire, fire. We are having a lot taking place in your chart here this month, so be super excited. Now, last month in March, you had the solar eclipse going on in your eighth house for values, and those values are all about how you share your resources with your partner. It's looking into your investment accounts, how you save, commissions, royalties, inheritances, all those kind of things. So that kind of set you up now to really know what you have to work with. How does your savings look? Because I say that as you have a lot of energy now wanting to travel, to spread your wings, get out and about. So most of you, I'll say some of you, but most of you might feel a great itch to get out to a foreign country or get out of state, travel, explore, find some excitement, do the adventure thing here. We have the sun, we got the new moon, we have Mercury, we got Uranus in your ninth house. Venus is going to join this party here after that first week of March. So you can see with all of this energy percolating there to get out of the daily, day-to-day routine, this is the time. Even if you can't actually physically travel this month, you can make plans, and those plans will stick, and you can have that down the road. However, for those of you working on any legal cases, this month should bring a close to it, with everything up here in the ninth house, which rules the law and the courts and so forth. Those of you needing to get a green card or a visa, it comes in under here, as does publishing. So as you can see here though, for many of you, it's all about now preparing for what is to come when these planets are going to be moving into your 10th house there next month in May. But this month is all about research, getting your ducks in a row, opening and expanding your mind spiritually. Let's not forget the ninth house is very spiritual, as it rules also among with the higher chakras. It is a Jupiter house of enthusiasm. So I think that's the key word for April for you. Now, we have Mars cruising through the sign of Sagittarius, which is your sister sign. It's also a fire sign. So here we go. Fifth house of joy, love and romance, creativity, the business that you own, new love. Mars is here. It's your goals, drives, and ambitions. Really now carving a path. And recall though, Mars being in Sagittarius is triggering off on all those ninth house planets. And so you can come to see that this month absolutely is a superhighway, and the solar eclipse last month opened the door for it. So you should be receiving a lot. We have the whole list of transits, and we have very many trines, which is a golden beam. It's 120-degree aspects, the highest aspects that we can achieve in our charts. And so we're going to see one after the other coming in with great news throughout the month. I will list those dates for you, so get your notepad out. But yeah, I'm excited here, Leo, because it's a fun month. Mars in the fifth house is all about joy, self-expression, creativity, new love, or if you're in a relationship, it will spark that love, and you will have an extended time here. And this is because Mars this month is going to go retrograde. Not before the 18th, but it will then, and it will go retrograde until June 29th. It's going to back into your fourth house just to wrap up the loose ends of what you started working on there in February, March. So when it goes direct again, you'll get another full run of probably approximately 6 weeks or so in this area of joy. And so that brings us way there to end of July. So you can see you have it all opened up for you. It's just to make the decisions. What is it you want? Leo, I have to say, financially, you're not in a bad place. You got Jupiter in that second house. And even though Jupiter is retrograde and has been since end of January, it's going to go direct next month, May 10th. But even in its retrograde form, it's still giving you its generosity. So that means that you are being more generous with yourself than at any other time. So where does that money want to go now? What do you want to spend it on? It's on fun stuff, hobby stuff, leisure, travel, those things that can put a smile on your face and isn't burdened down by responsibilities or day-to-day work and so forth. You, if possible, if you could grow wings and fly, that's exactly what you want to do here in April. So I'm happy for you. Mars being in Sagittarius too, think about the Sag energy that always has things lined up on that horizon. And this is what pulls us forward as human beings, is that we can see something out there that we want to reach for, right? It keeps us going. It's when things disappear off that horizon that we go down the dumps, because now what? Stuck in the matrix, right? But you have so much lined up now on that horizon that it keeps you inspired. And so we love that. And it feels at home in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, we have other retrogrades too, and I might want to mention those before we go to our list. We have Pluto too, retrograding here, and that will be on the 19th of April, straight through that of September 26th. So we got like several months here where Pluto's going to quiet down a little bit. Now, Pluto, unless really activated by some transit, we don't really notice it on a day-to-day level because it slowly takes and transforms us from the inside out, from the very, very core. And your Pluto is in that 6th house. So slowly, you're changing up the routine of your daily life as opposed to what it used to be years ago. You're halfway through doing that job right now. And so when it retrogrades, it's going to calm down. You don't have to always now think about having to organize, straighten up, get your ducks in a row. You can relax. You're going to love that. Then we have Mercury. It's that time of year again where Mercury is going to turn retrograde, but not before the 29th of April. And then for a good part of that 3 to 3.5 normal weeks, we will try to shy away what we can from having to sign any documents or buying any moving parts, because it could just all fall apart and then we have to go and return. If you have to sign, the show must go on, so we can't always stop it, but at least try to get everything, all your ducks in a row before the 29th in that matter, especially because it's the 9th house which rules the law. So we want to make sure that we read the fine print anytime thereafter from the 29th onwards. So on the 5th, the sun, that is you, the essence of you. And you're going to hear me talk a whole lot about the 9th house, all right? Because this is where the window of opportunity is. This is where the action is happening. The sun is you. It's here. And it has that Aryan quality, which is your sister sign. So it really works well. You're all charged up, ready to go. And you're receiving a beautiful golden beam from Saturn. Now, Saturn here, Leo, is in that 5th house for the business you own or for self-expression, creativity, children, love relationships. So something you've been working for is going to lock in here on the 5th. On the 7th, we have the new moon, which we love, in your sister sign of Aries in that 9th house. So the new moon is always when we write the abundance check to ourselves, of course, but it's also where we place our intentions. And the intentions here in the 9th should be where you tell yourself, I really want to fly. I want to get out and about. Visit some foreign country that you've always been dreaming about. Not saying that it has to happen right here, right now in April, Leo. Just by placing the intention in this area of doing so will be with you for the entire year until that new moon comes back to this exact same place in a year from now. So it's all about just making yourself that promise. And then watch how it's going to be working behind the veils for you. On the 9th, we have an unexpected surprise. The sun, that is you, it's coming here conjunct to Uranus. And Uranus is like Pandora's box. We never know what we get. There's this unexpected surprise that will come up. Now, I feel since the new moon on the 7th is conjunct that Uranus, both these days, 7th and the 9th, or 7th through the 9th, will be one unexpected surprise after the other. So those 2 days are really super important to you. And on the 12th, well, that is when we want to mark on the calendar the perfect date night of the month. We have Venus, which is love and romance, and Mars being passion and your goal orientation. Now, it's also money, and your goal orientation. So whatever the deal is for you personally, those things come together here on the 12th, beautifully aligned. Venus here in your 9th house, Mars there in your 5th house. So maybe this could be a great weekend getaway, if it falls on a weekend, that is. On the 14th, Mercury, the messenger, is coming to you with a golden beam of great news from Jupiter. Jupiter is always abundant, always generous. Think about the size of Jupiter, always looking out for your highest good and wanting to gift you. So there could be a gift coming your way or good news of something. This is financial because Jupiter is in that 2nd house of money and coming up to you there from the 10th house at the time. And so it could be a raise coming from your career. It could be perhaps maybe you will have an interview for a job that you've sent an application. Whatever the deal is, great news on the 14th. On the 17th, Mercury, the messenger again, now coming to you with inspiration and news from Pluto. So this is also a day where you can see something of a transformational energy may present itself, and in a very, very good way, as we have also on the 18th, Venus again. Money, love, romance, those things coming in now with a golden beam from none the less than Saturn. Saturn being in your 5th house. So here you can see Saturn always wants to lock things in, to secure things for you. The 5th house is either love, self-expression, the business that you owned, or one of your children. So it coming up with a golden beam to Venus, well, that's got to be good. And Venus is in that 9th house for higher thinking, your philosophical, spiritual nature. Maybe you might find out that you've been accepted to take a course for something that really can enhance your experience. It could be something preparatory where Venus now is wanting to really look into, cast some light on whatever it can prepare for what it's going to do next month when it gets into your 10th house of career. So something there. Whatever the deal is, it's good. If it's a contract, the money there, that should be good as well. And even before I let it go, I would like to say that it could have something of longevity coming from you, as Saturn works long term. So if there's an agreement here on the 18th, you can really set it in stone and have it follow you for a very long time. On the 19th though, here we are. We've been cruising along and having a great time ever since top of the month, and then we hit the wall, and that is Venus and Pluto not seeing eye to eye. There's a square. I see many times when the square of Venus and Pluto get together, there's arguments or disagreements, and it could either be about something romantic, which Venus represents, but it could also be about money, because Pluto too rules money. Pluto rules passion. So the key here is to try to lay low, not get into any power plays, which Pluto loves to do when it's not getting what it wants. So try to lay low for a couple of days, but if you need to come forward with some resolve, you should be able to find that in a very surprising way already on the 22nd. So it's just 2 to 3 days there, because on the 22nd, that very same Venus that was at war with Pluto is now here with a solution in some genius inspiration from Uranus. And Uranus is always ideas coming from outside of the box. And in that, well, then you can present that for you. And not only is there unexpected surprises under a Venus-Uranus conjunction. Conjunction means that they're traveling together, same degree on the night sky. Well, those two are going to be visited by the full moon on the same day, 22nd, or the same evening. And the full moon here for you, Leo, this month is in the 4th house for home, family, the foundation of where you live, how you live, and so forth, real estate, whatnot. Maybe for those of you who are thinking about moving, buying or selling, this could be the day where it comes together for you. So mark the 22nd as something spectacular taking place. Of course, all of these transits are through your solar chart that I'm looking at here. Of course, I don't have your personal chart, where of course these transits may fall in different areas, touching upon your birth planets or your natal planets, but that I can't see from here. But your solar chart is lit up like a Christmas tree, basically from the 5th to the 9th house, and with some great support there from the 2nd house for money and income. So listen, Leo, listen to your tarot reading as well if you want to have a little bit more insights on what the cards can tell you psychically, what's coming up here in April. I think it will give you a whole lot more to work with, and I will see you next month in May. Bye now.